Hey guys, Auspicious Aussie here, and welcome to episode 7 of the Local to Global series here with the Rocky Mountain Wrestling Company. So, today's episode, we're going to advance. We are going to hit our first season finale, which is our big sort of event, our WrestleMania, if you will, and that is hitting the peak 1. So, let's just start advancing because I'll do a little bit of my rambling before we get into things. But a lot of really good suggestions here. I'm actually going to bring up on my second monitor your guys' comments, and I'm going to read a few of them off because we've got some good ones. And again, this just goes to show that I do read comments, and we're actually going to implement some stuff here as well. So Vortex has been giving me some decent advice here. Question the mark as per usual. We've had a few other sort of new commenters that I've not seen before. One of them suggested ChatGPT to sort of run storylines and have ChatGPT essentially become sort of a creative mind for some of our storylines. I thought that's a pretty interesting idea that I hadn't actually thought of, but using AI to create wrestling storylines. We've got a lot of comments sort of referring to Sandman Winks, which I think we will actually sign him this episode. And so one of them was for the backstage rating. So apparently, if we turn off no outsiders allowed, which could potentially have some negative effects, but it can lead to negative incidents, is what I'm saying. But it does actually give a slight morale boost to your backstage rating by turning it off. So you essentially allow outsiders to be able to go backstage, friends of the wrestlers, people that want to sort of tag along and be annoying. We can turn on travel is organised and hotels are organised. So that is something we'll do before this first show here. And apparently, so none of those two being hotels, outsiders, and travel being organised. So we're not providing it, but we're organising it for our workers. That actually does not cost anything, essentially. So there's no financial loss as a result of it. So it potentially might help us a little bit, but then there could potentially lead to some negative incidents coming up with people being upset that outsiders are coming and, getting involved, being disrespectful and stuff like that. So yeah, that's something to think about. And then another suggestion is potentially changing Dirty Dave Diamond from being our morale officer, because it doesn't really seem to be working. A lot of people on our roster, and it's only a small roster, they seem to be having issues with Dirty Dave. So yeah, that's something we can think about as well as we go forward here in this episode. We are going to, again, aim for this show. So hitting the peak will be our first show we run this episode. And then I'm looking to just do a second one. As per usual, it's sort of the, I guess, format that we've found ourselves, recording with these episodes so far. And we're going to continue with the daily episodes, guys. I think that's a pretty decent way. You guys are... this series is, I think without a shadow of a doubt at this point, it's going to be probably my most watched and definitely my most engaged with series, 100%. I'm thinking I would actually, I won't do it now, but I'll do it off camera. And that is for me to check what the most likes I've ever had on a video is. I'm assuming it's probably going to be Football Manager videos because I wouldn't say I was big by any means, but a few of my better series did have quite a few views, like back in the day. I'm talking, 8 years, between 8 and maybe 6 years ago. Had some decent, had San Marino series. I had Monaco, Everton, probably forgetting one. Had a decent Ajax series that had about, 7,000 or 8,000 views in there as well. So there's some decent Football Manager videos that I've done throughout through the years, but yeah, I think this has got a decent potential. By the end of the cycle of TEW9, I'm expecting this this series, or at least the first episode of this series, to potentially have 20,000 views. I don't know how big the Total Extreme Wrestling community is, but I'm assuming with the way you guys are at the moment, you're absolutely insane. And honestly, can't say thank you enough. Do appreciate it. I actually want to give a shout out here as well. I'll go back to my dashboard here real quick. Alex the Tall actually became a channel member about a day ago. So big shout out to Alex the Tall. I haven't seen him in the comments section, I don't think. So he's essentially just joined as a channel member. You know, he gets a few perks. He gets some, what do you call them? How have I forgotten? I've complete mind blank right there. He gets the emoticons. I don't know what they're called. He gets the emoticons in the chat. They're definitely not called emoticons. He gets a few other things as well. So I'll be trying to get in contact with him, potentially via his email. Definitely don't want to do it on a video. So don't, Alex, if you're watching, don't put your email in a comment. I'll try and find a different way, and maybe try and get a Twitter or something like that off you. We can go that way. Anyway, that is pretty much my ramble. The same stuff as per usual. If you can like the video, guys, it'd be much appreciated. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're up to 2,237 subscribers right now. So we're what, 263 subs away from 2.5k. I think we can get there in the next week or two, if I'm being honest. And if you guys are subscribing, because there are a lot of you that haven't subscribed. I don't want to go into the analytics too much of the YouTube channel, unless you guys want to know more about it. Let me see. Would it be content? I'm not sure. Maybe it'd be audience. It'd probably be audience. Yeah, so here we go. It's gone up. It's gone up a fair bit. So not subscribed is currently 52.3%. And that used to be 60. So I think even back when I was doing Football Manager content, it was about 65 just recently. So yeah, you guys have definitely been subscribing to the channel. So I do appreciate that. I look at this next section though. Subscribers who turned on all notifications by hitting the notification bell. 10.9%. So pretty much only 1 in 10. 1 in 10. But that's perfectly fine. You don't want to be notified, that's up to you. I think most of my views are probably coming from my subscribers, returning viewers. Yeah, more than half, so that's really good. Look at that, my rambling has gone on long enough that we've actually made it to the show. And there we go, Sandman Winks leaves MAW, Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. So he does have a professional personality as well, which is it's a decent one. It's not terrible, but let's get him in. Do we have to pay him travel though? Yeah, he's going to want travel. Okay, that puts a little bit of a spanner in the works. I don't think... We're not going to do it just yet. We're not going to do it just yet. We will sign him in the future though. Purely for the fact that I really don't want to pay him. We could go for Wild Red Stallion instead, who is someone that is on the list that I really would like to bring in. A lot of upside there to Wild Red Stallion. Billy Chase. And he does sort of fit in for a decent, big muscular old school style. It's tempting. Tempting. I think we'll leave it for now. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not going to bring in Sandman Winks just yet, purely for the financial aspect of things. We need to get this debt under control. So let me advance. Oh, I advanced. I forgot to do the... Oh, I don't think I can go back either. All right, give me a second. We'll be able to go back into the backstage. No one's getting the night off. We're going to need everyone for this show here. Ooh, the economy is now rising. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm very happy with that. Creative energy. I'm going to try start doing these down here, but I think I want to try and get another creative finish here. One's a bit of a gamble. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. So we probably won't use that one here, but that's fine. Let's move into our locker room incidents. Jack Pride and Remy Sky helps create a fun and relaxed atmosphere. We've got backstage gossip with Jules Knight and Phil Anders separated after a heated argument. We've got Al Coleman and Pistol Pete Hall had a blazing argument, which is obviously Pistol Pete Hall is my character there. Not great. We got Phil Anders being brought before Wrestlers Court with Roger Montero. I like that. We might actually make Roger Montero a locker room leader if that's the case. Let me know what you guys think. Does that essentially warrant us making Roger Montero a locker room leader? I think it does. Because this is essentially like Wrestlers Court. And it's usually an experienced worker that is the judge, essentially. So small positive impact there for Phil Anders. And that is complete. Let me just take my phone out of my pocket. So I think for this one, we'll go team bonding. So team bonding it is. That's not good. The entire session has only served to create new tensions between all these people. That's really, really bad. Real bad. Okay. Good stuff. We're doing great. We're doing great. Anyway, backstage. We can go in here. So no drugs are allowed. We'll go no alcohol either because we don't want people drinking backstage. I will turn this off, so no outsiders will be turned off. We're going to organise hotels. We're not going to pay for them, though. So no paid for, no transport paid for, but we will organise it as well. So we'll do both of those. We'll save those. And it worked. Thank you, Vortex, for that suggestion. Perfect. We still have the notable factor of concern. But we're back up to average. We go from poor to average as a result of changing that. That is massive. Massive for us. And big for this show as well. Because that essentially negates penalties from both workers as a result of that. So yeah, Remy Sky is going to be taking on Texas Hangman for our main event with the heavyweight title on the line. One other thing I want to do is I want to make or try and make Al Coleman a road agent, like a legitimate road agent, so we can use him as well. We're going to give Texas Hangman the win. We are going to call, we're not going to call, sorry, it's going to be open, scripted, slow built. It's going to be a clean win, but we are going to keep Remy Sky strong for this one as well. So let me go back. Although Montero's at 71 anyway. Wasn't he like 68 psychology just recently? I feel like he was under 70. I thought he was like 68. Maybe I was mistaken. I have no idea. If that's the case, it doesn't really matter because I think, yeah, Coleman's exactly the same. So we'll just get Roger doing it, and then obviously for Roger's match, we'll just get Al to pop in. So I essentially don't need to make Al Coleman a road agent. He can just be a fill-in. What else are we going to do, though? That is the question. I think we will have a... Maybe... Do we go Blue Dragon versus Al Coleman? I think we do. It is our biggest show of the year, so we'll give that one 20 minutes as well. We might actually start the show off with this one. And we'll go open, script, slow build, and a tainted victory. Cheating to win. So that'll go on first. What I'm going to do here is just chuck a cheeky little promo there for Al Coleman as well. All right, so Coleman states Blue Dragon, is an embarrassment for, I guess, all workers in the pro wrestling industry. Getting a little bit deep. He's really leaning on his, I guess, asshole nature, whatever you might want to call it. But but it's what a good heel would do. I feel like, especially one that's a legitimate a-hole, I guess. Up next, I think we'll go with another one for Hangman. We'll go Texas Hangman. Do we do them both? Yeah, why not? Remy Sky, both getting a promo in the ring. And this one, we'll go with Hangman and Sky. Let's go speak respectfully about each other. But Hangman says once the bell rings, once the bell rings, there is no, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess no more Mr. Nice Guy. We'll fix that up in a second. Go like that. Yes, it's going to be an angle in the ring. We'll script both of them as well. Save that. Let me grab this. No more Mr. Nice Guy. And he will retain his RMW heavyweight title. Cool. So we do have a surefire hit, so we're going to use it on that one there. And make sure we actually get what we want out of that angle. So that'll go there. What else we got? We still have a creative idea. We do. We got a likely. Okay, we'll use that for the main event as well. So creative finish, likely. It's not 100%, but there's a decent chance that it'll be a positive. I also didn't make that 20 minutes, so we'll make that 20. 20 minutes for both those matches. I think we might run singles matches for all of them. Although we do have numbers tonight. That's not too bad. Let us run with this. I'm going to go tag. Patterson and Montero taking on Jules Knight and Jack Pride. Oh, they have negative chemistry. I don't think we have any other faces out there, do we? They're all heels, essentially. Might go Jack Pride and Montero. And then we'll have Jules Knight and Jerry Pepper. Should be a good match. We'll give the win to Jack Pride because his momentum's essentially in the toilet at the moment. So we'll script it as well. We'll go a clean win, so he's not going to cheat either. He will still keep it simple because I really don't want to botch on either of these two, if I'm being honest. And we'll give that 12 minutes. And we will change that to Al. Book that segment. That'll go in the middle there. Perfect. And then finally, one more match will essentially be whoever's left over. So Patterson versus Anders. Actually works out really well. We'll give them 12 minutes. Patterson with a win. He also needs a little bit of momentum as well. Anders, he's pretty much in the toilet. He's 19. So we're not really too fussed with him. He can go there. And hopefully we'll just build up the heat throughout the show. But that is it. That is our first ever Hitting the Peak season finale. I think it looks really good. Very happy with the main event. And I think Blue Dragon versus Al Coleman will probably steal the show. So, yeah, let's run it. All right, so we start off with a 37 rated angle. We got Al Coleman, and he states Blue Dragon is an embarrassment for all workers in the pro wrestling industry. He essentially says he doesn't understand why a masked wrestler, an American masked wrestler in that, for that fact, such as Blue Dragon, is essentially pretending that he is a masked luchador and is running around, essentially trying to pull off title matches against an opponent that even Al Coleman couldn't beat. So he sort of buries himself a little bit, but then states that he's going to beat Blue Dragon here tonight and show exactly why he's an embarrassment. Also spelled embarrassment wrong there, so a little bit unfortunate, but 37, happy with that. I'm assuming their match is probably going to do a 45 or above. It's going to be good. And it is very good. Very good indeed. That probably should be the main event. We get a 50 rated match. 50. I think that's our first 50 on the series too. On the biggest show of the series so far. So Al Coleman defeats Blue Dragon in 2026 by submission with an ankle brace after blatantly cheating. Coleman cheats again. He loves to cheat. He is a true heel, cheating to win, going on absolute tangents about American luchadors. And yeah, just getting some serious heat and pulling off some really, really good matches as well. Very happy with him. I know he's a negative influence backstage, but you can't really underestimate how important he actually is to the company at the moment. So we take it for what it is. You know, he is relatively old, so he's going to be an older head, and we will eventually start to job him out a little bit. If he's causing issues at every show, then we will essentially just, you know, job his popularity out to the rest of our roster, and potentially, you know, use him to get everyone else over, to get those younger workers over, and then essentially pull the plug on him. So we've always got that possibility, you know, in the back card, in the back pocket, the card in the back pocket. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, 54 in ring, even Blue Dragon, maybe a little bit under impressive. Not really what I'm expecting from Blue Dragon, being a 37 in ring. So yeah, it's a good match, really good match. I almost don't want to click the next screen if I'm being honest. But here we go. All right, we go into a 30 rated match. We've got Jason Patterson defeating Phil Anders in 11:31 by pinfall with an Oklahoma Stampede. And the crowd heat at the end is white hot, apparently, after a 30 rated match. We move into a 37 rated tag team match. We have the odd heel face combination of Primetime Jack Pride and Roger Montero defeating Jules Knight and Jerry Pepper in 11:55 when Jack Pride pinned Jerry Pepper with a pride fall. Good match, 37. It's okay. Jack Pride was the weak link in the match. Jules Knight, pretty much almost a similar in-ring performance to Montero. So I'm very happy with that. And again, it's more just to give Jack Pride a little bit of... It was, I think it was cooled momentum. So, yeah. We might even do a Jerry Pepper win on the next event against Jack Pride. We'll have to wait and see. All right, we then go into a 32 rated angle where we have Hangman and Sky pre-match. And they speak with each other respectfully about how Hangman... Yeah, I don't know what I was writing there. They're supposed to speak to each other respectfully, but Hangman says once a bell rings, there is no more Mr. Nice Guy, and he's going to retain his RMW heavyweight title. Remy Sky sort of gives him a nod, and they gear up and they're getting ready for the bell. Angle idea, surefire success. Love that. And it's going to get a little bonus. So we've still got... Really? Come on. It's average. I wonder if it doesn't click over because we've advanced. Oh, that's frustrating. I should have done it earlier. Anyway, that's perfectly fine. 32 is not a bad angle. Hangman's usually under a 30, so it might have been Sky's entertainment skills, potentially. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. The main event for our first ever Hitting the Peak. I think a 44 would probably be a pretty fitting rating. What do we get? Ooh, okay. Okay. 48 rated main event. Very, very good. We have Texas Hangman defeating Remy Sky in 1945 by pinfall with a chokeslam. And we have Texas Hangman making defense number 4 of the RMW heavyweight title. And we've got positive chemistry here between Remy Sky and Texas Hangman. So not only that, but the creative finish was a success. So another positive bonus for the match there. And then, yeah, 48 in-ring from Hangman. He actually outperformed Remy Sky in this one. And again, it was a face-face combination. So penalty there. We got penalties for the low locker room morale. And I also kept Remy Sky strong in this match as well. So a lot of, booking penalties going into this match. It could have been even better. And it got us a 48. So very impressive. Alrighty, so let's finish the show. I'm very happy with this match. The overall show, it's going to be a good rating, and it pretty much has to be. I'm thinking maybe a 45 overall show. Look at that. Spot on. There we go. Auspicious Aussie on the ball. 45, hitting the peak one. Perfect show for where we're at this point. I am very, very happy. Increasing our popularity there in one region. Let's address the locker room. So I think I'm just going to go with Remy and Texas Hangman, if I'm being honest. I think, yeah, great performance from both those guys in the main event. Financial report. Why is that so expensive? I have no idea why that is so expensive. That's 3 times what it's been at the as of recent. I'm wondering if that is because Pistol Pete Hall was involved in a backstage incident. It's really frustrating because we've barely been losing any money. And we've now just lost 1,500 in workers alone, which is usually about 490. Yeah, that's a weird one. 1,823 lost as a result of that one show. We better have gained a point of popularity. I'll tell you what. We did. Luckily, we go from 7 to 8 popularity there in the Northwest. Much needed. We need to get another 2 points of popularity. So it's essentially, if we can go up to 9 this episode with the next show, and then we can go up to 10 popularity on episode 8, we'll be in a very good position at that point, I think, to start charging normal ticket pricing for our shows, essentially. And we will hopefully be running a profit. So we also gained an extra point of spillover as well. So we're 2 in the Southwest, we're 2 in Alberta, and we're 2 in British Columbia there as well. Whereas the Mid-South and Midwest, their regional spillover importance is a lower percentage. So it's going to take a little bit longer for those regions to sort of catch up to these 3, if that makes sense. So, yeah, there we go. I really want to look at the finances now. I really want to take a look because I do not understand for 1 second as to why that cost us 3 times as much. That it shouldn't be happening, essentially. So Roger Montero's been given another touring contract. That's good for Roger. Hopefully he's not going to miss any of our shows. I'm assuming that the tour will probably be over. Why do we cost or spend so much on workers? This is what I'm talking about. 1,500 basically. The last few months, it's been nothing. That is very confusing. I have absolutely no idea. I need to have like a better breakdown of this. So what have we done? Bonuses and perks. It's $1,100. So I'm guessing that the changes I made to the backstage, they do actually cost something. So a bit of a bum steer there, I guess, by our commenters. It looks like we've lost another 1,100 out of nowhere. So yeah, I think we're going to turn these two off. Yeah, it's still average. So there we go, I guess. I don't know. It's still average, so we'll take that. I just turned it off. We're going to save those rules, and I'm going to advance forward here to the end of the month. We've wasted another $1,000 for pretty much no reason. I guess technically we've wasted it, but it's also gotten us back to average. So in a weird way, it's helped us, but it's also put us further into debt. So it's not doom and gloom. It's not doom and gloom. It's very frustrating though, because at the moment I'm trying to penny pinch as hard as I possibly can. I'm trying to make sure that we are not going to go bankrupt. Like I said, I think next episode, as long as we can get to 10 popularity next episode, we should then be able to run our normal ticket priced shows to make us a profit. We might even be able to do it now. If I look at the finances here at the end of the month, and it looks like we would probably make that money back. Essentially, all of our costs, if we can make all of that back as a result of us, charging for tickets, then I think we go with that. And essentially, if we can do that, we might start running 2 shows again to then actually start making some profit, even if it's small. And running the 2 shows together will hopefully still have the same effect with us gaining a point of popularity per month if they're both normal ticket priced shows, if that makes sense to you guys. That's my thought process anyway. It sounds like it's going to work. At least, I guess, I don't know how much we'll actually be making, but we're getting pretty close to the end of the year. And if it works the way that 2020 worked, you've essentially got the first year, then I believe it was 6 months after that to get the debt that you've accrued in that first year essentially paid back and be back in the profit, essentially. I'm not sure if that's still how it works, or if they might have changed it to a different amount of time. They might have upped it, which would be really good. If you guys know how long it takes for the debt to come into effect, to actually bankrupt a company, please let me know, because I would like to know sort of where we're going to be at certain points through this debt recovery, shall we say. And we just put ourselves even further into debt, so it is what it is. Montero joined EX 2010 for that tour. I want to take a look at his psychology. He was actually at 66. I do remember looking at it when it was about here. He's actually improved. Gained 5 points of psychology as a result of, I guess, working for us and then also working on tour in Japan. So good stuff for him. Doing some good stuff over in Japan. All right, so you look at sponsorship money. We do indeed make a pretty good amount at this point. We're at 566 in sponsors, $131 there for merchandise. Again, the more popular our workers get, the more popular the company gets, the more money we make on merchandise. So the early investment will eventually pay off for us. It's going to take time, which is why we obviously immediately rushed it. So we're only paying $75 now per week. So we're essentially profiting double, if that makes sense to you guys. We're essentially profiting $75 alone from merchandise. It's paying for our marketing costs. As you can see, we're not actually spending anything on merchandise, but obviously the marketing for the shows, we're essentially completely offsetting that and making a profit if you want to look at that one specific expense to, I guess, income. And sort of just looking at that, so we're 255. Let me grab my phone here. Let's do some quick maths, shall we? So what do we got? All right, we got 327. So let's go 340 to be, yeah, I mean, about 340 is probably going to be, it's going to be fair. So let's do 340 plus 75 plus 255 for production. And then workers are going to be, it's been 390 recently, which is the maximum. So calculate that. That is $1,060 per month for one show. That's expenditure. Okay, so income. What do we got? We got 566 for last month plus 131 for merchandise. And that is 697. So we're very close. And if you look back here at ticket sales, this is from April. So this is 6 months ago. We were getting $329 from ticket sales. And that was with about 2 popularity or 3 popularity at that point. So I think pretty much from this point, we would actually be making a profit. Anyway, that's quick maths there with Auspicious Aussie. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to skip forward to the next show. And we'll book that one before we end the episode here. But I will skip forward and advance. And I'll join you guys back in a second. Alrighty, we are back. That is a lot of different things. We've got American Patriot, who I guess has finished a tour with Burning Hammer. Same as War Peace, Riley Patton as well. Interesting. Have I shortlisted? I guess I have shortlisted Riley Patton. I don't remember shortlisting him, but I guess I did. Casino. I mean, pretty much everyone's gone on a tour. American Patriot has been recommended a hell of a lot to me recently. He's in the Southwest. That's no travel cover. We will be making a signing here today. We're going to have to give him 10%, but no travel cover, 30 per week. And again, comments have been suggesting this guy as well. He potentially is probably good enough to be our head trainer, which was also recommended. Psychology is a little bit on the low side, but 67's good enough for a 20-minute called match with a slow build, I believe. I think more often than not, he'll be perfectly fine. Those stats, though, are really, really nice. Really good fundamentals there. Good stamina and athleticism as well. So, yeah, very happy. We'll get him in. Did I finish actually offering him that contract? I don't know if I did. Yeah, I think we did. Yes, we are. Okay, perfect. I don't know. Freaked out there for a second. All right, let's... All right, I think we can delete all those. I don't think we need anyone else apart from American Patriot. So let's get into Bad Habit 1. Sort of the follow-on show. Still hitting the peak. So let's get into this one. This will, I think, be our last ever show with free ticket. I don't want to say last ever show, but it'll be our last show for a little while with free tickets. All right, so tonight's venue, Wyoming, as per usual. Get that selected. Booking team. I was going to go like character. I was going to go character idea for this one, but it does say that it only boosts the workers' morale. I think what I will do in the future as well is Jules Knight has such a bad gimmick. But I think I'll get a gimmick idea, and when we decide to change his gimmick, we will we'll use one of these to essentially try and get him a better gimmick that's gonna, give it a greater chance of being successful. So we'll do that in the future. Anyway, locker room incidents. What do we got here? Flying Patriot. This is random and new. I like it. Flying Patriot has turned up and asked if you might be able to use him tonight. He is an unemployed worker who happens to live nearby. He has worked for RMW before, most recently a stint from obviously Sunday 28th of August to Monday 29th of August. Flying Patriot is 24 years old and has a relaxed personality type, and he has no relationships. Unfortunately, there isn't a spot for you tonight, I don't think. I think we're pretty good. We want to save a little bit extra, save that extra $30, preventing us from going further into debt. So apparently, according to others backstage, Roger Montero and Blue Dragon are now travel buddies, which is good. I guess they both are constantly going back and forth to Japan. And this one's an interesting one. We've got Al Coleman almost got into a fight with Blue Dragon. Wonder if that's as a result of what happened last week. Caused some damage to his rental car, refused to pay for it. We'll give him a fine. Yeah, Blue Dragon's pleased, and Al Coleman doesn't care. So, good stuff. Do we inspire for this one? I think we will inspire. We'll try and... Yeah, we fired everyone up. They're buzzing with anticipation, so let's book. What are we going to do for the main event, though? That is the question. Who's sort of our best heel that is not Al Coleman, essentially? Because I don't think I want to put the title on him. I think he's too much of a risk. We could go with Jerry Pepper. Let me have a look. What's Hangman's popularity at the moment? He's up to 21. 21. And then Remy Sky is still 24. So his improvement is massive. And with that being said, I think we'll go Jerry Pepper. We'll go 20 minutes. We'll chuck the title on the line. I did say I was going to do Jerry Pepper versus Jack Pride, but I think with Hangman's popularity now, we can pretty much put him in the main event against everybody. And sort of anybody that gets a win that's a heel can essentially sort of be his opponent. Realistically, if they get a win, they sort of put themselves into contention. The match will be scripted. We'll go with that. We'll chuck an angle on that one as well. So let's go with 4-minute promo, and let's have Texas Hangman cut a promo onto Jerry Pepper. We might say that this is like an open challenge. Hangman doesn't have a current #1 contender. The issue is an open challenge to the RMW roster. Pepper responds. And yeah, I guess Pepper won't respond, but he'll essentially come out for the match. So we'll roll with that. And we'll script it as well. Gonna be an angle, save that. Copy and paste that, and then we'll book that as well, I think. Should we just use one of our angle ideas? Oh, we've only got that one that we just got, the safe bet. I suppose we could essentially use it. Why not? We'll deploy it. We may as well. So that'll be that. We'll go a tag team match. And I want to have Al Coleman teaming up with Jules Knight, maybe? Yeah, we'll go Jules Knight, and they can take on the team of Montero and Blue Dragon. We'll give that 12. That's fine. Actually, we might give it 14. Then I want to have Jules beating Blue Dragon. So open script, decisive, steal the show for 14 minutes. And then for this one, we will go... Oh, Montero's up to 72. So his Japanese tour is massively paying off. For this one, we shall go with... where is he? Remy Sky, there he is, perfect. So that'll be that one. Go a singles match. Remy Sky taking on Billy Anders. Sure. We've done this match before? I don't actually know. We have. We've done it. I was back on Battle in the Asylum, the tournament we did. So we'll do this again. Remy Sky again getting the victory. A little bit of momentum back after losing the main event for the last pay-per-view, the last event. And then finally, we'll work the crowd with Jason Patterson and Primetime Jack Pride. Patterson getting the win. We'll make it open, script, decisive. Work the crowd with it as well. And then I think we'll go with a... Let's go with an angle. So quick angle, 4 minutes promo. Or do we go, let's go a contract signing. Let's have Primetime Jack Pride and Remy Sky. The segment host, do we need one? I guess let's make it Texas Hangman. Hangman books. I guess let's go. Hangman moderates a contract signing for the next events. Number 1 contender. Pride versus Sky. So we'll do that. I think that actually works out rather well. I feel like the champion coming out would probably have a little bit of fun with it too. So we'll roll with that. That'll go post-match. So what I'll do in this one is I'm actually going to go back into this one. I forgot to make it simple there for Jack Pride as well. But we'll actually give Jack Pride the win, which will essentially qualify him for that number 1 contenders match, which will lead to the contract signing. I might even put both matches and we'll have it after there. So both of these singles matches, the winner goes into the next event to essentially try and become the number 1 contender. I think that looks pretty good. So, with that being said, let's run the show. We start the show off with a 31 rated singles match where we have Primetime Jack Pride defeating Jason Patterson in 11:40 by pinfall with a Pride fall. This was our work the crowd match. It's a little bit better than both of their in-ring performances. Patterson was really off his game, which is unfortunate. But yeah, not a bad match between two of our youngest workers we've got, albeit Anders, I think, is the youngest at 19. We then move straight into a 34 rated match where we have Remy Sky defeating Phil Anders in 12:12 by pinfall with a skydiver. Good match. Another nice win there for Remy Sky. Like I said, it's just more just to give him momentum back. And I guess we're sort of playing around with storylines as well, which we will see in this next angle, which is actually a 42 rated angle. That's not bad. This wasn't even with our angle idea either. So we have Texas Hangman, the current heavyweight champion, comes out and moderates a contract signing for the next event's number 1 contender. Of course, the 2 previous match winners, got Jack Pride and Remy Sky. And as, verbal back and forth between those two, Texas Hangman sort of playing the moderator and, sort of poking fun at both of them, sort of stirring up Jack Pride, getting Remy sort of fired up, saying that he just beat him last month at hitting the peak. So he sort of expects Jack Pride to get the win. Stuff like that, just little digs under the skin. Sort of like a Drew McIntyre, if you will. Those little jabs he puts in and the work he's doing with CM Punk at the moment. There. A really good angle, though. Really good angle. That might actually be our highest ever angle, now that I think about it. I think 42 is definitely the highest. But yeah, good stuff. We move into the tag team match, which gives us our best ever match rating. Get a 51 rated match here. Al Coleman and Jules Knight defeating Roger Montero and Blue Dragon in 13:59 when Jules Knight pinned Blue Dragon with a time for bed. And yeah, this was our Steal the Show match, and it has definitely stolen the show. 100%. Montero was off his game, and Coleman and Jules Knight have negative chemistry together as a tag team. So, a little unfortunate for that one, but it's still a 51 rated match. Very, very impressive. We can then go into a 38 rated angle where we have the current heavyweight champion, Texas Hangman, and he basically comes out and says he actually doesn't have an opponent here tonight as a current number one contender. And obviously, all the focus has been on Jack Pride and Remy Sky to see who will become the new number one contender. So he basically issues an open challenge. The entire roster, whoever's left, and Jerry Pepper pops out, and a match is booked for the heavyweight title. And yeah, Angle Idea was a success. Good stuff. All right, the main event, here we go. It's actually better, the best match on the card. Wow. I was not expecting that for a second. 52 rated main event. Mind blown. 52. Anyway, we've got Texas Hangman defeating Jerry Pepper in 20 minutes, 22 seconds by pinfall with a chokeslam. And we have Texas Hangman making defense number 5 of the RMW Heavyweight Championship. 54 in-ring there from Texas Hangman. He is definitely a main eventer at this point, without a shadow of a doubt. I thought there is no way that this match was going to beat that 51. And somehow they've done it. Have a look at the dirt sheet here. There is not a negative. There is literally no negative at all with this match here. Anyway, that's unreal. Very, very happy with that. Let's finish the show. We get a 49 rated show, 1 point away from a 50. I don't understand what's happening. Obviously, I think we've gotten rid of the penalty now with the average morale for the backstage area, or backstage rating, I should say. Yeah, 49 overall show rating there for Bad Habit 1. Very impressed. Let's quickly address the locker room here, and it's got to be Texas Hangman, and I think we'll also go with Al. We'll praise Al. I should probably praise Jerry Pepper, but you know it is what it is. Al's pleased. Financial report: we lose $730. Was that my calculations? I don't know if it was or not. I have no idea. Merchandise, is that a little bit lower? I don't know. I can't remember what it exactly was for that last event. Have no idea. Not too bad though, $730. And we're going to make probably most of that back with our sponsorship money as well. Unfortunately, the popularity recap, we do improve popularity in the Northwest. However, it does not go up to 9. So that's frustrating. We will have to wait till next episode to actually get up to 9. Yeah, it is what it is. I'll just advance here. We'll get back to the main screen and then I'll end the episode. If you could drop a like, I mean, that's 2 absolutely incredible events there on this episode. So, yeah, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel as well, guys. And yeah, no messages. We are good to go. I won't advance here because I've got to actually end the episode. But what an episode. Very, very happy with that one. As always, guys, take it easy and goodbye.